ora koutou katoa, no mai hara mai ki te ao Hākinakina, your sports show right here on your Tribal Pulse, Te Korimako o Taranaki, 94.8 FM and 98.4 FM. Well, on the show this week, Wano, we're joined by one of our region's true rugby league greats. Born and raised in Hāwera, he went on to represent Taranaki, the Kiwis, and enjoy an incredible playing and coaching career with Wigan in England. From wearing the black jersey to captaining one of the most famous clubs in the world Rugby League, his journey started right here at home, and it's an absolute privilege to have him on the show with us. No mai hara mai, Graeme West, welcome to the show.
How you doing?
Real good, man. Really excited to have you on the show, bro. Thank you so much for your time. It's great to be in your presence. But hey, before we kind of get underway, you were born and raised in Hāwera. What was it? What was life like growing up in Hāwera, and what role did sport play in your kind of early years down in Hāwera?
Well, I was born in Hāwera Hospital, and I did my schooling at Hāwera Main Primary, Intermediate, and Secondary School. And during that time, it was only a small town, but there was lots to do. There was tons of stuff to do. We played sports. We'd go to gymnastics on a Tuesday. We'd go to cricket training on a Wednesday. We'd go to rugby training on a Thursday. Athletics on a Tuesday. So it was the gymnastics was a Monday. So the whole week was taken up with activities. And then we'd play whatever sport it may be. During the summer, it would be cricket. During the winter, it would be rugby. And rugby union, because my great uncle was an All Black, and I was supposed to follow in his footsteps. So I played rugby union right until I was 16. And I played in those days, you had a weight situation where if you were big, you had to play with the big boys. So my mum said to me at one stage, "You're not playing with them. You're too young to play with them. They're men." I said, "Listen, if I'm going to play the game, if I'm going to play with them to play the game, I'm playing." So I just went and played anyway. But I got used to it. And when I started playing rugby league, I started playing rugby league through a mate. I had three mates. When I started work down at Walker's in the freezing works, I had three good mates. And they all had a real distinct thing on my life. One was I married Ducky Ropier. I married his sister. Billy Rowe, I was going to go to Australia with him, but unfortunately he got killed in a car accident in about 1970, and so that blew that out the water. And then Davey Lowe, he was a rugby league man. And when he said to me one day when we were down there, "Westy, how about coming down and having a game of rugby league?" I said, "But Davey, I'm not playing that game." He said, "We're going away for the weekend." I said, "Yeah, all right, I'll have a go." So we went down to Palmerston, and I sneaked my boots into the boot of the car. "Are you playing?" No. At half time, they had 3 or 4 injuries and they were losing and things were going badly. Come on. So I said, right. I jumped on, I scored 2 tries. We won the game and I loved it. And I absolutely loved it. There was no team in Hāwera. There was only a team in Stratford. So I had to travel to Stratford to play the game, to train and to play. But I was hooked. Rugby league was my game, so that was it.
Oh.
As far as when you talk about the younger element, there was everything. There was indoor basketball. There was soccer. There was hockey. I broke my arm once when I was really young playing rugby union. And I went to the doc and he said, "Listen, young man, you're not playing rugby next year for a full year. It's got to heal properly." And like everybody does in those days, you'll have to play football or soccer. And soccer, everybody said, was the sissies game, so I wouldn't play. I'm a left-hander and I wouldn't play hockey. Oh, I can't believe it. But what I should have done really is gone and played football. It made me better on my feet, but
it's awesome
in those days, yeah.
Beautiful. What a story. And playing multiple sports, which is it's a good thing, right? For young kids to play multiple sports in terms of their skill sets and whatnot, but to fall in love with the game of rugby league. Now you went on to play for Taranaki, represent Taranaki, pull on the Taranaki jersey. What did it mean to you by representing your province, alongside your friends and your family?
Oh, it meant so much. Like representing my town meant so much. But I wanted to do better. Representing my town, it was, you'd go one week, everything was good. The next week, somebody would be on the beer and you had to go and pull him out of bed to play, to make the team up. And I thought, gee, there's got to be better than this. And then Taranaki come. So all the players in Taranaki wanted to play for Taranaki. So it was a better situation where I could go and everybody would train and we really wanted to do well. So it meant so much to me that, I think during our time, like me, Bruce Gall, Howie, and that, during our time, I think we beat every province in New Zealand. Wow. We beat Auckland in Putakura Park. We beat Canterbury when they bought the cup round, and we had the New Zealand Cup for a bit. We beat them all, and it was such a privilege to be able to do that. And the people that you were playing for, such as Terry, Alan Marshall, and all them, were fantastic people. You'd walk over hot coals to try and do better, just for them, But really, it was yourself. You wanted yourself to go out and do better. I wanted to play for New Zealand. I wanted to beat all the other countries, which I ended up doing. And it was just one of those things that if you talk to kids today, you've got to say, listen, if you want to do something, go out and do it. If you get knocked back, get up and have another go. There's always someone there that's going to encourage you, and you're going to get there in the end.
Yeah, love that advice, and what a beautiful story in terms of how much you love representing your town and your province. Now, you mentioned a few names there, but Taranaki has always, produced tough, talented league players. Like who were some of the real local legends of teammates that really stood out for you during your time? I know you had a great team back in those times.
With Taranaki, well, Billy Rona. Billy Rona was a great centre. Paul Christensen, Daryl Christensen. There was who else? Benny Greenlees. There was Howie, Bruce Gall. There was the prop that played for Fitzroy. I can't remember his name. Big prop. Yeah. He was brilliant. Willie Southern. Willie Southern was a fantastic fella, a great player, a great mate, and Duncan Tangira. There was quite a number of them that all put their foot forward for the Taranaki cause. And we used to go and play Wellington, who were a real good side, and we were a real good side. We had the players in places that Wellington didn't have, and they had players in places that we didn't have. So every time we went down, it was a real butt head. It would hit butt heads, and it would come out either they would win by 2 or we'd win by 2. It was fantastic, and I always thought that if we could get together at some stage, we'd make a real good team. And it actually happened. They brought in Central District Series, and we got together and we won. I think we won it 3 or 4 times in a row. So it just showed that they're definitely the players there. You've just got to give them the opportunities to actually show, and that's from kids level right to the top.
Yeah. Wow, what a story, eh? What a story about your time here in Taranaki. And make sure you stay tuned with us, Fame, because we're going to talk about Graeme's journey in the Kiwi jersey and his time over in England. So make sure to stay tuned. We're going to go to a quick break. Welcome back, Wano. Welcome back to Te Ao Hākinakina, your sports show right here on your Tribal Pulse, Te Koremako or Taranaki 94.8 FM and 98.4 FM. Now, you spoke to us about the level of competition back in New Zealand back in those days, but obviously semi-professional footy started to come around, and and you moved over to England. So in 1982, you made the big move over to Wigan, which turned into a long and successful chapter in your life. What was this transition like, going from, Taranaki to the heart of English rugby league?
Well, it was quite an ordeal, really. We toured Australia in '82, Australia and Papua New Guinea, and I got offered to go to Canberra, Hāwera. And I thought, well, they weren't offering anything near what I was getting at the freezing works. So I thought, nah, I'm not going there. So anyway, at the end of the year, Wigan rung up and they made me an offer, and it was still nowhere near what I was earning. But I thought, gee, I could take my family right round the world and show them where I've been, and have another go. So I took it. But I was told that the coach was an up and coming coach, and the Wigan used to be a great side, but they were in the doldrums at the moment, and they're getting them back together. So when I got there, they were wrong about the coach. The coach wasn't so good. He just didn't seem to want to get everybody playing together. He would come in and sort of tell the assistant to run us all over the place. Then he'd go and do a speech somewhere or something. And it took 18 months to 2 years to sort of progress through that, which was the hardest I've ever had to play. I had coaches here in New Zealand that weren't that proficient at coaching rugby league, but gee, they wanted to do the job. They wanted to get out there and do well. And, you had to take your head off to them for that. But the coach that I had at Wigan for a start, he had everything, but he just didn't know how to coach. So it was hard work, but as soon as he left, we just took off. The other coaches, 2 assistant coaches come in, and they give us, the day that he left, they give us the hardest training session we've ever had, and everybody was still smiling at the end because the coach had gone, and it proved from, I think it was 85, beginning of 85 or end of 84 season, we just took off. Yeah.
Wow. Well, you captained Wigan, and you won major trophies, and you later coached, one of the most successful teams in their history. Is there a moment from your time in England that kind of really stands out above the rest for you?
Well, probably just being there. The people are great people, really good people. I like New Zealand, your local New Zealand people. When you get up to sort of Auckland, when you play in Auckland, it gets a bit, they get a bit one-sided. But the Wigan as well, the Wigan are one-sided as well for their team. But they are great people. I love being there. My kids went there at 9, 7, and 2, and they're still there. And now I've got grandkids, 24 down to 7. Wow. They're all there, all Wiganers. So I go back and see them and have a great time. It's but the thing of it all was actually signing to go there and being accepted, really accepted. And I give everything that I had, and that's all I could do was give everything I had. I wasn't the best player there, but by gee, I got out and really give it everything I had. So I just didn't want them coming to me saying, "Oh, you haven't done well for us or anything." But what happened was when I signed, I was 20, just before my 29th birthday. And I thought, gee, they mightn't want to sign me. So they asked me how old I was. So I said 27. And I had to keep reminding myself I was more than 55 when they asked. But from 29 to 35, I played first team. From 35 to 42, I coached the second team. And from 42 to 45, I coached the first team. So they certainly got their money's worth out of me. And that's what pleased me. That's what I wanted. I wanted them to say, he was worth his money.
Wow. Well, I know, those that I've spoken to, a couple of my English mates from around that area said that you're held in very high regard over there, and for all the amazing work that you did, not only on the field, but off the field as well.
Well, I think you're right. I wanted to, I coached at all levels. I coached town under 16 team. I coached the local primary school down the road. I coached second division. I coached amateur. We won a championship in the amateurs. And my son said to me one day, he was helping coach, and they lost their coach. So he said, come down and coach for us, Dad. I said, oh, are you coaching? Yeah, all right then. So I went down, and it really worked out real good, you know. Like I say, I got so much out of the game, and I tried to put so much back into it.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's awesome. Now, back in 1995, you made your Kiwis debut, and you went on to represent the Kiwis 18 times. What's your strongest memory of wearing the black jersey, and what did that mean to you and your family? You get an opportunity to wear and represent your country.
Well, that's the ultimate. That's the ultimate of playing any sport, is playing for your country. And you really just want to get out there and do well. And in 75, when I first played, we toured Australia, and there was a test match in Brisbane. And I played one game at second row, which I always played, and they said I scored a try. So they said, oh, we want you to play blindside prop. And I thought, blindside prop? The other side was 6 foot, and I was 6'5". It should be the other way around. I shouldn't be playing open side. But anyway, I said, right, I'll give it a shot. So I scored another try. And when the tests come up, they put me at blindside prop against the best Australia had. So I think we got beat 19-6 or something. And that was really, I think I unloaded the ball for us to score, but that was the end of it for me. And I had to keep coming up to the trials and giving everybody a hard time and trying to outplay them and that before I got back in 79. So,
wow.
You know, it's one of those things that I wasn't going to take no for an answer.
That's awesome.
Playing for New Zealand is fantastic. You know, when you captain New Zealand, it just takes you to that next step. And I think I captained them 4 times. I lost twice and won twice.
Nice.
So I had a 50%. Yeah, so it worked out pretty well. We beat. I thought at the end, my last test in Australia was 83. 83. So I thought, nah, never going to get to beat Australia. Well, we went to Brisbane and we beat them.
Wow.
Thought, wow, yeah. Me and Howie had a great time. We've done it, mate. We come out, there was an Aboriginal family on the side of the pitch after the game. Me and Howie come out and said, well, mate, we've done it. And we had a chat with this Aboriginal family, and they were great. You know, we had a good laugh with them, and then we went and had a beer, of course.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Now, you know, looking back now, you know, what advice would you give, you know, young Taranaki players, you know, dreaming of following a similar path, whether that's in league, sport, life in general?
Well, I think I don't really know what the situation is at the moment. You know, I've looked in the paper to find out when games are being played, and I don't get much. I look at their website, and you don't get much information on that. I ask people, and they say, oh, there's only a small season. So I don't really know what the kids have. I know we run this tournament. My mum started it by I got the Taranaki Sportsman of the Year trophy, and I was in Britain. So she went and collected it and give it to the primary school to start a rugby league tournament every year. So I know that started, and I know there are some junior teams, but it's disappointing to sort of know that they can't play for Taranaki. They have a sort of a 2 or 3 provinces get together, and then they play in a district series or something, which they don't get. The thing is playing for Taranaki. You know, you've got to look up and think, gee, I want to play for Taranaki first, then I want to move on. Yeah. So the thing I could say to kids is, if you have the opportunity to play the game, it's a fantastic game. And when you get in there, don't take no for an answer. Yeah. If some of those big kids get into you, keep working hard and get back into them.
Love it. Love it.
you've got to keep going in it. You know, there are some great people out there, some great coaches that give their time up to coach, and they are the ones that will give you that lift to keep on going.
Beautiful. What great advice. Yeah, that's great advice. Great advice, Graeme. Well, hey, it's been an absolute privilege here, you know, hearing your story and having you on the show, you know, from Hāwera, you know, Taranaki to the world stage. Your journey is a powerful reminder, you know, of what can grow from our local communities, you know, when talent, hard work and opportunity come together. So thank you so much for your time, for sharing your knowledge of the game and just for being your humble self and representing Hāwera and Taranaki on the map.
Thanks very much, mate. Have a good day, eh?
You too.